this quick video, I'm going to show you how to set up our new Roland electronic kit in our new Gainesville campus. As you can see, the kit looks real, like a live acoustic set. Very nice looking. And under here is the brain. And under the brain would be this clip right here. And 4 cables come out of that clip. They're labeled Tom 1, Tom 2, Tom 3, Kick, and Crash. This multi-pin adapter clips right under the brain like this. After the clip is plugged into the bottom of the brain, these 5 cables will be going out to the drums. We're only using 4 of them at Gainesville. We're going to be using one for the bottom floor tom, which will be Tom 2. We're going to use one for Tom 1, the top tom. And we're going to be using one for the kick drum and one for the crash. Now these 3 USB cables are going to the ride cymbal, and one is going to the snare drum, and the other is going to the hi-hat. Now you'll notice that the hi-hat, the snare drum, and the ride cymbal all have USB cables dangling from the bottom of them, and they're going to be plugged into the USB cables that are coming from the back of the brain, the 3 that are coming off the back of the brain. Now these red and blue 1/4-inch cables are going to be coming out of the back of the brain, out of the master right and left outputs, and they are going to be going down to this stereo direct box. They're plugged into input right and input left. That's input right and input left. Now coming out of the other side of the direct box, you're going to have right and left XLR cables, and you're going to run those across the floor over to the rack, and numbers 1 and 2 is where they're going to go into. 1 and 2, and there's a diagram right here that says cable 1 is drums left, cable 2 is drums right. So follow those left and right cues. When you get the Roland kit out of the drum case, it will be disassembled, so you'll need to put the legs on the floor tom, extend the legs on the bass drum. The Roland logo goes out towards congregation, and the pad is where the kick drum pedal goes. And the hi-hat stand is a normal hi-hat stand, except for the wires that are attached to the top hi-hat and the bottom one. And here's how you're gonna set these up. The bottom one has the cartridge that goes down on the rod of the hi-hat stand, and you'll put the top one on top, but you'll notice the 1/4-inch jacks hanging out from side A and side B. So you're going to want to line those up, A and B, on the bottom as well. So you just flip it over like you would a normal top hat. Put it down a little bit so that it's up about 3 inches or 4 inches so you can get your hands under there. Plug side A into A and plug side B into B. Easy as that. And then it becomes a functional sounding hi-hat. And you'll notice the USB cable dangling from the bottom of the hi-hat, which is plugged into the USB cable coming out of the back of the brain. Now this is the Roland TD27 drum brain. We're using Kit 8. We've registered it for Park Valley Worship drums, the sounds that we need for the songs that we're playing. You can also hit this drum kit button and then use the dial and change kits if you want to. But for now, we're going to leave it at Kit 8 because that's got the songs programmed and the sounds that we need for our songs. There's other programs you can change, but we're going to leave it at that for now. Now your Aviom is going to be pretty much the same. The drum is in channel 1, so you can adjust the volume for your stereo drum coming through your in-ears. So you can adjust the bass, treble, and mid-range as you would normally. But drums will go into channel 1 in your in-ears. Now the song trigger pad will be the same as normal, and the Mac be the same as normal. All right, and now you're going to plug in the 1/4-inch jacks into the drums. This is the floor tom, which is tom 2, and the wire goes up under the brain into the clip, as we showed you before. The next tom would be tom 1, which is the high tom, plugs in right next to the mount, and goes back under the clip. And the kick drum plugs into the bottom left like that. And don't forget to plug in the crash as well, and both of them will go under that clip under the brain. Now this is where you mount the brain to the hi-hat stand. There's a little arm that comes off the hi-hat stand, and this little nut right here can loosen and tighten that gripper, and it's a little tricky to get on and off, but you got to get the hang of it. Comes right off like that. And all the cables that I've shown you in this video will be coiled up and placed into this little plastic bin and then put into the drum case as normal. And that's all there is to it.